On July 13th, lawyer Don Brey, representing Alan Freeman, deposed me in my Ohio Election Commission complaint against Alan Freeman for what I consider to be completely bogus campaign finance reporting in the primary for the Ohio House District 66 race in the Republican Party. We all remember Alan Freeman's campaign, right? It was spectacular. Not only was there tremendous spending on dark money, dirty mailers that that were attributed to Growth and Opportunity PAC, Mr. Freeman had a robust campaign of materials that were paid for, according to the materials, by the committee to elect Alan Freeman. Those included massive amounts of mailers and television advertising. A lot of that television advertising was shot in places that are connected to Gene Schmidt. In this television ad, this is a screen capture in which a woman named Megan Fitzmartin is seen on the screen, who was one of Larry Householder's top lieutenants. But wait, I don't know that Alan Freeman really had anything to do with any of these people, and he didn't know anything about these ads or the cameras in front of him that were filming him. Because in his campaign, he claims that his entire campaign only spent $14,171.42 in the primary. Think of all those ads. I guess Mr. Freeman doesn't have a television, doesn't have a radio, and doesn't have a mailbox, and never got confused by the massive amount of saturation advertising on the airwaves, as well as mailers that were taking place. But wait, there's a lot more. As I was pursuing my Ohio Elections Commission complaint, Alan Freeman secretly tried to slip a filing into the Secretary of State for reasons I don't know, but in the filing, he kind of admits to getting an invoice for $290,000 from a company called Constant Content, which was a Jeff Longstreth company. Jeff Longstreth was Larry Householder's key sidekick and has already pled guilty to racketeering. Constant Content was located in the same building as another company called JPL and Associates, which was run by also Jeff Longstreth, and Constant Content did all the advertising, all the media stuff for both dark money things and for candidates. Gene Schmidt claimed $164,000 of expenses to Constant Content, but not Alan Freeman. Not Alan Freeman, who had Constant Content people working with him through the whole campaign, JP&L people working with him through the whole campaign, and an invoice from him for $290,000. He's not sure that any of this is really his expense. But if you just take the numbers and add them together, the Freeman campaign and things that said paid for by the committee to elect Alan Freeman was over $300,000, which seems a heck of a lot more believable based on what we all saw in the House District 66 primary race on the Republican side, versus the $14,000 that Alan Freeman claimed in his finance reporting to have spent on the campaign. So enter Don Brey, the fixer. Don Brey makes a big chunk of his living by basically protecting Republican politicians from any accountability before the Ohio Election Commission, which isn't that hard since the whole process seems to be pretty much rigged and designed to make it impossible for a citizen to bring forward a complaint. I've said this many times before, but if you bring forward a complaint within this process as a citizen, even if they accept your complaint, you are 100% responsible for doing all the work. And for most people, you have to hire a lawyer to do everything, and you pay that all out of your own pocket, and you have no opportunity to get reimbursed for that, as far as I know. And so it's basically set up to sound like something that is designed to provide oversight, but in reality is a joke, like the Ethics Commission in Ohio is a joke. So Don Brey, the fixer, he basically shamelessly tries to make sure that there's no campaign finance integrity, and it's a pretty easy job with the crew on the Ohio Elections Commission. So there's an issue, though. Don Brey actually is connected with the Householder Enterprises. In the indictment of Larry Householder, it refers to a law firm that received payments from Generation Now, Larry Householder, and another front company filing documents on behalf of another crooked Larry Householder operation called Ohioans for Energy Security. Who filed those documents? Who's the lawyer that's not named? Don Brey. If you go look for Ohioans for Energy Security, Don Brey is the one who filed the documents for him. So a tight connection to the householder enterprise. When later this entity, Ohioans for Energy Security, was dissolved, who did the paperwork? Don Brey. Even better, he was doing paperwork for Larry Householder crooked enterprises like Ohioans for Energy Security, which was to keep us from being able to vote on House Bill 6. He'd filed this on May 3rd, so not that long ago, and while all of this Alan Freeman stuff was already going on. But any conflict of interest? No, it's all good. Don Brey's able to play all sides, to be connected with all the Larry Householder enterprises and be representing Alan Freeman in what is effectively a cover-up of activities that took place on the candidate side that were basically identical to what was happening on the dark money side with Growth and Opportunity PAC. Don Brey was also originally Jeff Longstreth's attorney when Jeff Longstreth, who has now pled guilty to racketeering, was originally arrested. So Don Brey denies being as an attorney, but there's actually was another attorney that referenced that Don Brey was the attorney. And this is from a Secretary of State LaRose document indicating that per their records, Don Brey was Jeff Longstreth's attorney from July 21 to 8/3 of 2020. But even though Don Brey denies it, think about this. When Jeff Longstreth was being arrested, whose name did he shout out as attorney? Jeff Longstreth shout out as his attorney? Don Brey. Don Brey is tightly connected with the Larry Householder enterprises and has an extreme vested interest in protecting some of the characters involved, which is why I don't understand why Alan Freeman would use this guy as one of his attorneys, because the guy would be trying to potentially protect other people from getting indicted that were involved in these activities, like Megan Fitzmartin, Anna Lippencourt, even Steve Caraway. So let's keep going. I got deposed on July 13th. I got deposed by Alan Freeman on July 13th. And I'm not going to share anything from the deposition, but I'm going to play for you a clip of video that was after the deposition was over. I did a video recording of the deposition for my own record because I don't trust Don Brey even with a transcript and a court reporter. But you can watch this little snippet of video. I make clear that the deposition is now over, so I'm not revealing anything that was said or asked or answered in the deposition. But I go ahead and ask Don Brey a couple questions. I ask him about his role in the householder enterprise as it comes to filing documents for Ohioans for Energy Security. And I also ask him, why is it exactly, Don, that Jeff Longstreth listed you as his attorney when he first got arrested? See what happens when I ask him a couple questions. Again, this is after the deposition is over. The deposition's done, and this is just me trying to get a couple straight answers from this guy and see what happens in this little snippet of video.
If there was something that comes up that would warrant a second deposition, we would know. I have no intent to do that. Okay. And if you surprise me with something in the course of this, then maybe. But right now, I think we're one and done.
Have you ever been, now that we're done, have you ever been paid by Constant Content or JPL and Associates?
You know, you still don't get to ask questions, even though it goes. So if you can ask all the questions,
you can leave the room.
But I'm not going to ask.
I'm allowed to speak within this.
No, you can ask. You can ask.
You don't have to answer.
And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to not answer.
Why did Jeff Longstreth give your name to federal authorities when he was arrested? It seems pretty. You claim he was not your client, but it appears to be pretty. For example, if I got arrested, I would.
Why are you so proud about lying to people? Why are you a one-man? Oh, you lied about tape and stuff, and you were proud of it. And you said, no. I'm proud that I lied to you. You know, and
I'm proud that I turned on a recording device because
Mr. Brey,
you wouldn't. You did what I expected.
And then you lied about what I did there.
False things. But
you lied about what I did there. Why do you lie about that? Why do you say that it's okay to say you don't know things you obviously know? Why do you smear people? Why do you go after people and smear them and post things and say that they're liars and scoundrels? Why do you just have one person?
Are you unglued? Why did Jeff Longstreth? I just get some question. Why did he give them your name as his attorney?
Why do you consistently ask questions when you're supposed to answer them? Why do you interject in the middle of a deposition? Why do you not actually do the proper thing with the deposition? You've got lawyers telling you how to do this in other cases and how to do it right. you know, what you have done is a pure
What was
abuse
the
of
guy's name,
process.
David Thompson or something like that, that provided a filing into the court that you were Jeff Longstreth's attorney?
You know, I
So-
don't understand why you think that you can just get away with bullying people and lying about people and smearing people and doing this pejorative thing where you attack me, you attack the Secretary of State, you attack the client, you attack Phil Richter, you attack the Elections Commission. You're the only person in the world who has virtue.
Let me
And
help.
that's why I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
I know
right
you're
now.
not. Let me answer your question, let me respond. Because we are
It's
the
hard to
number
argue
one
with the
state in the
retreating back.
country
See
for
you later.
political corruption, Mr. Brey. And you are at the
Talk to
center
your
of a
own
lot of that
phone, as
political
you often
corruption.
do.